Our world is constantly changing. It has always changed. And today, our world is once changing again. And this time, it's really fast. I sometimes feel a little helpless seeing these changes. And in the east, along the Gulf of Mexico or along the Atlantic seaboard, they have what they call ghost forest. And these forests are slowly dying as sea level rises. But in the West, we also have our own ghost forest. As the world continues to warm, we're going to see rapid change. We're going to see deserts expand in the Southwest. Now, don't get me wrong, I find deserts to be beautiful, but I also love grasslands. I love ancient stands of ponderosa pines where the trees are older than our country. As you go up in elevation, those ponderosa pines, they transition into mixed conifer forests, eventually into alpine forest. But I fear that these places out west that I have grown to love are in danger of disappearing. So here we are in the 21st century. The changes today are taking place over decades. And in fact, I can actually see this change. As you go up in the mountains, there's large areas where dead trees just dot the landscape. Trees that are hundreds of years old. So they've experienced drought, fire, and they've survived it. But not this time. This time those ancient trees are dying. And they're dying in places like the Sandias in New Mexico, the San Juans in southern Colorado, and in fact, up in Wolf Creek Pass, so many of the trees have died, not from drought, but from bark beetle. And why? Well, because the winters aren't cold enough to kill off the beetles. So these trees, these stands of trees are dying in mass. And yes, it is from climate change, even if it is directly caused by a bark beetle. And now, because it's getting warmer and drier, we also faced forest fires. Now, don't get me wrong, forest fire is important for the ecosystems of the West. It removes fuel, helps recycle organic material. And even over the last thousands of years, forest fires that have killed trees have always existed. They've just been rare. But today, the trees are closer together and it's drier, it's hotter. So now when we have forest fires, they kill the entire stand. And not only do they kill the entire stand of trees, because it's warmer, because it's drier, you may not get that forest back. It's gone. And we have a new ecosystem. And ecologists call this a catastrophic equilibrium shift. Once that forest burns to the ground and all those trees die, they don't come back. So when a ponderosa pine forest or an alpine forest burns, that forest is gone and you get something else in its place. You have a different ecosystem. So, for me, the fear is losing our forest And this has happened in the past. Thousands of years ago, at the end of the Pleistocene, the forest retreated up into the mountains with climate change. But now as climate rapidly changes, those forests don't have any place to retreat to, and they die either from a bark beetle, drought, or forest fire. And sadly, it's not only the trees that are being impacted, but the mountain streams as well. And in fact, this one from Santa Barbara, in just 6 years, it went from a lush and vibrant forest around the stream to now those trees are beginning to die around it. And that's going to impact how much it's going to flow. So now we might get streams that once flowed all year long. Now they might become ephemeral, only flowing during the spring when there's a runoff from the snow melt, or during a monsoon season when it gets summer rains, if we have a monsoon season. For me, it's really hard to think that streams that run all year long go dry or will go dry in the summer. We already see that on the Rio Grande. And in fact, large portions of it go dry south of Albuquerque every single year. But if the climate change is so rapid to a harsher environment, most species will just go extinct. Their lineage is gone forever. Their story ends with the drying of the West. One day, the alpine forest will be gone. And the future of the western mountains, the forest, are going to change not in 1,000 years. They're going to change in the next few decades. So like the ghost forest of the East, the West also has its own ghost forest.